So I am doing something different. It's on YouTube. I'm recording. I'll record. It is Monday, June 5th, 2023, and it is 8 years later when I started this podcast. Well, it's kind of a reboot. I started it first on February 5th. Well, so I started on June 5th, 2020. Sweet. You guys get this together. The coffees kick in. I did June 5th, 2015, and then I rebooted the name February 5th, 2016. So that's why it's 8 years, 7 years this name, 8 years total. And I'm happy to be here. This is my SOS show with James Lott Jr. I am James Jr. Super Organizer. This is not a show about soap operas or Star Wars this morning. It's not my morning show that I normally do either. It is a show I've not done live in a long time. And I decided to do it live with you guys. You guys can ask me questions. You can ask me it's about organizing, mindset, all kind of things, advice and that kind of stuff. That's what we're talking about on here today. I want to tell you a little story about my company, and some of you guys may not even know this is what I do. Some people are like, "You're an organizer." I'm a life coach and organizer. Now people don't even know I do that. So I have a whole other life outside of, well, it's now kind of melding together, but outside of media. And I'll tell you all about that. But good morning, everybody. I do my thanks and gratitude. I'll give thanks and gratitude to every single person who's ever watched or listened to an episode of my show. Whether it's audio or video, it's very important that they get listened to, people hear them. I've loved the feedback. I also want to give thanks and gratitude to all my clients over the years, even the bad ones, the ones that taught me a lot about life, good, bad, or indifferent. So I want to give a shout out to them too. My voice is out of it today. But I am, good morning. But I am very happy to be still in business. There was a time I thought I was going to leave the organizing business. I'm grateful for that. I'm doing gratitude to all the folks who have hired me and who see value in my work that I've done. When anybody who bought my first book, I have 2 books coming out this year. But for my first book, and those who come to my seminars, and have come to my classes and my Zooms, and all kind of stuff. And I actually have a Zoom later this month on July 1st on how to get 10 tips to get organized. So you want to join that also. So give you a little bit of, I'm wearing my logo, my shirt. Like I said, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going on. I'm going to try to get all this on here. It's like so much to do by myself, and I can't spell anymore. Thank you very much. Professional organizing was a thing. So now I'm actually 14 years into professional organizing. Next year will be my 15th year. It's crazy. And so I'm just since 2009, and I never knew it was a profession. It's a newer profession, started in the 80s by some housewives, but it's not. It's getting bigger and bigger. Most folks think about hoarders, or remember those shows, Clean Sweep. Clean Sweep. What was the other shows they had out there? Like a Design on a Dime, Played House. DC Nash, and I'll get to know her a lot. Some of these shows back in the day, she's doing these. There are a lot of shows that start coming out with this kind of where it's organizing, but also kind of coaching, but of course, stuff. So, and reveals and stuff. So that's kind of been around for a long time. Hoarders, of course, is the major one. And I don't work with hoarders. Well, my mother's a hoarder, so I work with her. But other than that, I don't work with hoarders. And it's a whole other world. But organizing isn't just that. Of course, since then, we've had Marie Kondo and her method. I've been very vocal about her method over the years. Even quoted in Forbes magazine about it. The home edit, so there's 2 chicks that are doing their thing too. So there's folks out there, little pieces of people. Dorothy, the organizer, my girl, Geraldine Thomas, NAPO, which is the National Organization of Productivity and Organizing. They're out there, but I feel like I have become, I feel like I have become one of the larger names in the business. One, because I'm a man, I'm one of few men. I did a series called Being a Man in the Organizing Industry. It's on my YouTube, and it got very well received. I talk about it. Also, about being a black man. I'm one of the few. I'm the only black man that I know of in the business, the whole business. I've never met anybody else who's black as a man. There are black women. There's also black women have their own organizing group too. Nate Brown, they're good. They're great. Also, I love them. I've had on my shows. But also, I'm also this guy from Los Angeles. I've interviewed celebrities. I mean, interviewed, not too. I've organized celebrities, and I've done that also. Some of my famous clients, Shirley Ralph and Michelle Stafford, I've done stuff with them. So I really came from scratch, not knowing this was a business, and made it into something. And I've become a big voice in the industry. I did not expect that at all. Like that was not even. It was just like I'm gonna start my own business. I had no idea about how to be an entrepreneur. I took some small business management classes at Cal State LA. I did those, and I was like, "Thank you." I did that. Hi, Duan. And I did that, and that was also a great experience for me to do that. And because I know how to run companies and like that, but I like small business. That's something totally different. And I learned a lot, and just trial and error. It was crazy. But going into, coming into the space of media, that wasn't even on the radar either. It was I was doing some acting gigs, and I don't know, and I had a blog. There were blogs. I had a blog that became kind of popular, and so onto my blog, and I saw that there was this station. They have radio stations places. This one was in Whittier, it's in LA, and they were looking for content. Hi, Crystal. They're looking for content. And I was like, well, I mean, I'm like, now my dream was always to be on radio. That was my dream for this, before acting, before anything else I've ever done. I want to be a radio man. And that was something that, and it was up back then, it was like, you go to Columbia Broadcasting School, all this stuff, to get on the radio is not easy, blah, blah. So for me, any kind of radio work, I was very excited. Yes, I was on Jimmy Kimmel. I represented myself as a professional organizer on Jimmy Kimmel 2 years ago, which gave me another big boost and crashed my website. And that was a whole other thing too. It was kind of crazy. But and one of the sites talked about me in interview and stuff. So thank you. But I had no idea that I would ever go on radio. I wasn't even doing this yet. I wasn't doing this yet. I hadn't met AfterBuzz TV yet. I had none of this stuff. They met with me in 2014. It was like, you want to do a show? Can you take your blog and do a show? And this place called Adrenaline Radio. So shout out to Adrenaline Radio, Brian Leone. We're still friends. I haven't seen him in a while. We're still friends online. And he was like, "You want to do a show? Can you do?" I was like, "And you know me, I'm even back then. I was like, yes, I'll figure something out." I mean, I had no idea what I was going to do. But I was like, I'm going to figure it out. So I was like, I'm just gonna work it out. So I really worked very hard to put something together. And I had never put anything together before. It was my first time putting a show rundown. And I was thinking, well, my blog post could be topics. And then I look back at this, I'm going, how did I do this? Then I was like, then I got to AfterBuzz TV because we had set it up to give me like 6 months to put it together and whatever, go on the air, get on the schedule and all this stuff. It wasn't like I got on right away. So I got to AfterBuzz TV, and so I was like, "Ooh, well, my first guest, I'll bring in Lucretia Lyon." I had just met her and booked her for GH. GH hadn't even come out yet. Frank Moran was one of my early guests. I got her, and then I looked at my Rolodex. Yes, I saw my Rolodex. And I was like, "Who can I call to come in?" So I looked. I had a couple people who totally were like, "James, we'll come on your show." They supported me, organizers, and I came up with a show. I came up with a series of shows. It was once a week on Fridays, and I came up with a series of shows. And I remember walking into the booth and looking around and liking it. But I remember the first day getting there and sitting there, I had my Darth Vader's collection sitting there, and seeing my engineer on the other side, and seeing the clock and the countdown, the light. It was just all this stuff. And I was still a guest host on audition days. I wasn't even a full-time AfterBuzzer. I was coming in once a month at that time doing it. And then I started to do other shows, but also they had greenlit me to do GH report. So it was still early stages stuff, but I had a show in Whittier every Friday. I take the 105 all the way out there, and it was amazing. So all those other shows are out there. I mean, I'm close to 400 episodes. That's a lot. I just like coughing. That's a lot. 400 episodes. Crazy. I can't believe it. So once we're getting there. And I've had so many people on my shows that are organizers, non-organizers, famous people, non-famous people, men, women. I found some other male organizers who are willing to come on my show. A few of them, Vinny Giacalone, who I love, and a few others came on my shows. I've had Flobo on my show. Tony hosted one of my anniversary shows. Flobo hosted one of my anniversary shows. I've had like the past 8 presidents of NAPO on my show. It's just been a wonderful thing doing this, and I still do it. I don't do it every single week like I used to because I had things happen this year. But I hope to get back into a routine of doing it every week again like I used to. And I've started some SOS shorts and other things kind of meantime to still keep it going. But life gets in the way, of course. But now that I'm getting back to my life a little bit more, hopefully do more stuff. I have a page on Facebook, Super Organizer Show. I have a page on Twitter, the SOS_show. A lot of help.com, but working on a new website for Super Organizer. I got organizing songs that I've written that are out there. All kinds of stuff. I mean, I'm trying to take organizing and bring it to the forefront. Hi, George. Bring it to the forefront because I say this, and you guys at home or wherever you are, think about it for a second. How many professions are cross-generational? How many professions are needed from like ages 2 to 102? Not that many. I mean, medical, yes, got that transportation. But organizing is something that you can start with chores, that's the kids, all the way up to organizing office space. And it also goes into coaching, which I'm a certified life coach. It goes into coaching. I went to Coach Training Alliance, a couple other places. Get coaching. I also have different certifications in organization. It's a lot. So I mean, there's a whole world that I'm a part of that I love very much. But I never knew, and now that I've kind of melded them together, this show's my biggest shows of all time. This SOS show is always a huge show for me. My biggest shows in my network. Consistently does very well for me. So I mean, I can't believe 8 years later, the next closest show that I have next is what you call it? Audition Day. Well, I don't do Audition Days anymore, but I did that 8 years ago. And GH, I did it 8 years ago. So it's kind of funny. Soaps, organizing, those are my 2 things. Yeah, my first question. You can ask me any question when it comes to organization or mindset or anything. It's in here. So you do that. Okay. Juwan says, what's the biggest difference between this? You basically I'm trying to read it. What's the biggest difference between this? You're basically a king of soaps and okay, I can't understand your sentence. I'm trying to see if I can dig out of your sentence. I feel like there's 2 questions or 1 question in here. So let me see if I can get it. What's the most important thing I've learned? That's an easy question to answer. Now, what's the thing I've learned so far is consistency matters. Consistency matters. It is. No, that's fine. We'll figure it out. I'll take my time. If I'm answering your question correctly, let me know. If I'm not, try to ask it again. But the one thing I can get for sure, most important thing I've learned is consistency works. Consistency breeds people just knowing and seeing your stuff all the time, and it grows. Everything I've done is from scratch. Every single thing I've done is from scratch. I didn't know anybody. I wasn't famous. I wasn't born famous. So every single thing I've done is from scratch. I just work very hard, and I look back and I go, almost 400 episodes of the show. Like that's kind of crazy. I was like, last night I was thinking the other day. Well, thank you, Sherry. Everybody, thanks, Sherry, please, for the anniversary $5. I love you too. Thank you for your support, of course. Goes to the bottom line. Thank you for that, Sherry. I appreciate it. Um, it's you start from scratch, you keep going, and people will find you. People will find you. I did this from scratch too. All this from scratch, everything from scratch. Going on YouTube, start from scratch. And people, you keep going, just keep going. You have to have patience. That's one of the things I've learned. Patience and consistency. And enjoy yourself. If you're not enjoying yourself, then don't fucking do it. Like, I mean, that's the thing. I love doing this. I love doing this show. I love talking to you guys. I love talking to people. I love organization and time management and productivity. I love all that stuff. So for me, that's the biggest thing that I've learned. Now, the other part of your question, I'll take the title of King of Soaps. I'll take it, but I can't tell what the question is. Like, is there, so if I could pull it out of there maybe, because I'm big in organizing, and I am big in the soap press world. I mean, I am known. I'm known in both places. It's about the same. The backbiting, the shadiness, the cutthroatness, it's the same both. Yeah, I was shocked in organizing. I was shocked how it all came out during the pandemic. Just people just lose their shit. It's gonna be both. Um, a lot of men who are in the organizing world don't want anything to do with me. For some reason, we are the minority of the industry, and I've tried to reach out to some people, and they don't really give a shit about me. So that's what's happened for me in terms of, that's one thing that shocked me about the organizing world. The women have been great, but the men, only a few. The rest of them do not really don't care about me. In the soap world, yeah, we expect some cattiness in the soap world, of course, soaps and press, of course. So it's almost kind of the same. There you go. What's the difference between this new you and this new things? Oh, okay. I kind of get, okay. So I think what Jawan's asking, 8 years now, what's just between me now? No, I got it. You try to say dishing days instead of doing fishing days. Okay. Well, number one, this between me then and now is a big. There's a lot of them. I can go on forever. There's a lot of differences about me. But number one, I was never a host. I was never a commentator. I was never a host. I was never a media person. I was never a producer or a director. I never run. I mean, the difference is that I know I have all this experience now. I have 15 years of experience, but I have 8 years of experience in this field. I learned, and like Tammy Goya said yesterday on our show, AfterBuzz TV gave us a great platform and taught us a lot. And Adrienne Leon taught me a lot too. Brian Leon taught me a lot also. And I learned how to run a show. The difference is back then I didn't know how to do anything. I was eager. It's the same me. Basically, it's the same me. I was in my 40s then, not my 50s. But other than that, same eagerness, same excitement, all that. But back then, I just didn't know. I had to figure it out. Now that's the biggest thing. Now I know it. Dishing Days, when I first came on, you'll notice my first episode, I wasn't on for me. I was on to support Peter Ramos, who was the host, and he was having issues, and I was there to fill in for Tony, who I didn't know yet, my chocolate twin, and I was there to just support him. I never thought I'd be back again. I said that I came on for one time thinking, I'll give me one and done. That was fun. I had no idea about AfterBuzz TV. I had no idea about hosting. I mean, I tell you, JC, I never thought any of that stuff. I thought I was being asked to come on because I love Days of Our Lives, come on one time, fill in for this Tony guy who I didn't know who he was. And I was I was very demure that first episode. I wasn't all this. I was very, very demure. I was just kind of like, okay, let Mark J. Freeman and Peter Ramos run the show. I'm here just to kind of support, give my answers. And so that's one difference. Now, I'm this, whatever this is, for better or worse. But I had no clue that when I walked through the studios at the house in Encino, 8 years ago, my life would change forever. I had no idea. I mean, I literally had no idea. I was a business owner. I was content running my businesses, or I was making lots of money as an organizer, living cheaply. Most of my clients are down here on this side of town, so I have to travel very far. Everything was easy breezy cover girl. And then after TV came in and changed everything. So that's what happened. So I did, and I didn't know. And obviously, in the organizing world has changed since then too, and the life coaching world's changed too. I didn't know what life coach. I thought it was some kind of they looked at stars or whatever, and I didn't even know what that meant. I had no idea what that meant. I had no idea what that meant, and I didn't even know the possibilities of what coaching and organizing could do for me as a business person. I had no idea. I thought it was just that you clean houses and organize closets. I thought that's all it was, and it's completely that's just one aspect. This industry is so vast and wide, and I've done so much talks. I've done so many talks over the years, from organizing your plants, organizing gardening tools and sheds, to garages, to homes, to hospitals, to office. I used to work for UCLA, and organize their doctor's offices and their files, all their files. We do inventory. We can do inventory. I used to run inventories for stores, for POS sales. So I mean, it just expanded. And I became a life coach. My Aunt Faith was like, "You should become a life coach." My Aunt Faith was the one who said I had a business in the first place. She was kind of, I know what it is. You have a business. And I was telling her kind of some things I want to do and I like to do. So I mean, but on July 1st on my organizing Zoom, I'm going to tell you how I started. I'm going to tell you an actual tip on how I started, and it's a good tip for everybody. It's a good tip. So yeah, so that's kind of, and I just had no idea. And here I am. The fact that I'm writing an organizing musical, which has never been done. And there's been a couple of plays, but no musicals. I have 2 organizing songs that are out there on Spotify. One's called Running Smoothly, and one's called Procrastination. They're out there. One's called I Want to Get Organized. So I have 3 songs out there on Spotify to James Lott Jr. An organization. I think those are the first songs about organizing in the world. As I did that, played that. I had an award given to me and taken away, basically. One of the highest awards you can get in the industry, and it was stripped from me over some bullshit, which made me leave an organization. I still support them on some level because I support the people who are in it, but I think it needs a major overhaul. And I always speak out during the Black Lives Matter stuff. We were at home. I spoke at several groups to organizers about what it's like to be Black and organizer, and I got hate. I was shocked from white female organizers. Some were on my side, some just tried to rip me to shreds, and under the name of I'm a man. Like I said, I'm talking about color. I'm not talking about the male stuff, about color. And that was very shocking to me how rude and insensitive and racist folks were. Me just telling my story, I was just telling my story, giving facts and telling my story. That was something I went through that at one point. I had to deal with some racist things in some of my jobs where I walked out on a job because the man called me a monkey. And they want my monkey hands touching his stuff. And I was like, well, my monkey hands will be going somewhere else. So fuck you. And I left. I turned down the money. And there's a lot of things that, trust me, as an organizer, I've seen some things from the bizarre to the dirty to the nasty. I've seen it all. I've not fist fights, but I've gotten into fights with clients. I've had to fire clients. One was a family member. I still hate her guts. Hi, Shay Cook. Thank you. Hello. It's it again. So, folks, Shay Cook is somebody I've known 1,000 years. She's like a sister to me, and she's showing up in here. Hi, Shay. I've known Tara since 1990s. I've known her 33 years. So I've known you some shortly after that. So thanks for coming through. I'm 54 years old now. I just had a birthday, so I'm trying to work it out. But yes, it is. I've been through a lot in the industry, for being Black, being male, being gay, being all kinds of stuff, being anything. Doesn't matter. It's whatever it is. I have gone through it and stayed through it. Pushed through it because you have to. And so, and I never knew any of this would happen. Just being an organizer. No idea. And people still ask me when I say professional organizer, you mean, do you organize events? Like, no, that's an organizer too, I guess, yes. But no, I'm more of in the house variety. Another question people ask me usually is, what's my favorite room to organize? And I love bathrooms and kitchens. I do. You're doing the Lord's work for sure. People with clutter issues are vulnerable, need a person they can trust. The thing is, so Chandra says something that's very important. From the very beginning, I have this logo. The person who designed this logo is no longer with us, and I'm pretty sad they're no longer with us. It's a shock to me. But in my messaging, it is always there. One of the things I say is trustworthy and discreet. That's very important to say you're discreet, because it means you will not tell people's business. Why I work with celebrities, because they know I'm in the business also, and I have a little fame of my own. Some people know who I am. They know that I won't expose them and their stuff to get from me. And I know how it is. So I work with some people I can't even tell you about. That is literally I am in there and I see everything. And that's the point. And also, I also wrote in my writings, non-judgmental. Very important also. I don't give a shit what you have. I really don't. It's your stuff. I'm here to just you got there somehow. My job is to help you get out of there. That's my focus. My focus is always on that. My focus isn't on, oh my God, you have 5 fans. I don't mean, if they bring it up, we joke about it. That's one thing with some fans, some followers would do. That's funny. But like, I'm not gonna bring it up and go, oh my God, you have all these tissue boxes. That's crazy. No, I'm here to clear out and clean out and let's get this going. Like, I don't have time to be judging people. I just don't. I mean, everything is almost like, as my stepfather would say, everything's asses and elbows. That's a funny saying, but like, I get what he means. It's like, I've seen dildos, folks. It's not anything. I'm not gonna go, oh my God, dildo. I've seen vibrators. I've seen toys, adult toys. I've seen magazines. Every once in a while, if you're going through something, you're just not expecting it. You may go, oh, okay. It take you off guard. And I may make a joke like, wow, it's a little early morning for that. But it's like asses and elbows. I've seen all of it. And I'm sorry, Chris. I did see your thing that it's. You said it's. What month is it? I'm sorry. I'm not talking. I'm talking organizing today. So, I want to make sure you're heard. It's Disability Pride Month. I did not know that. So next month we have to celebrate that. Crystal, let's celebrate that. I did not know that. Okay, sorry, but I'm sorry. I'm talking organizing today, so I'm not talking regular stuff. But that's good to know. I did not know that. But yes, I've seen it all. So I know DJ Glow, you got just in time. That's right, DJ Glow. That's right. I said dildos and vibrators. She's like, here I am. I know, but I'm just saying that I'm in people's personal spaces. So, and I tell people, I respect your space. Most of we respect your space. This is your space. Your space has energy. It is your stuff. And like Chandra said, there's a lot of vulnerability that has to happen and humility that has to happen for you to be able to go through and let them touch your stuff. So I tell them, I'm going to respect your stuff. I'm here, and I'm not here to come in and judge and whatever. And we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. And I love my clients. I have some of the best clients on it. I have clients I've had for years. And that's not anything bad, because sometimes it takes years to get in a situation. It takes years to come out. We're not a TV show where it's done in 20 seconds. It's all smoke and mirrors. But it takes years. And sometimes for some people, it's projects. Right now, I would handle this project. sometimes I'm working in tandem with other things they're working on now. Like they're fixing this room. So right now we need to purge this room. Then it's also we got to put it back in. So like there's sometimes things are in increments. So I may work with you for a month on one thing, and then for 3 months not work with you. You get that finished. I come back. Like that's the point. I want you to call me when you need something. Um, like I get some calls from my celebrity clients. I need this room cleaned out and organized because I can't find my wigs. James, come in and I will get your wigs in order. I mean, it's like we get by color and length and everybody work it all out. And I work fast. I'm not a person who just waste people's money. I work fast, but I'm very thorough and I'm very cautious. I think that's another thing that why people like about me, because I just come in and I'm like, here we go, and I'm fun. A lot of folks, I realize, and Dewan, here's another one for you. Halfway through my career, I would say I got 6 years in, I realized I'm the product. I didn't know that at first. At first, I didn't get it. But I realized I'm the product. So I used to have an assistant, and he would come, and he was good. They go, we want you, James. They want me. Some of the clients want me there. They like that I'm a certain type of cheerleader. Again, I'm non-judgmental. I know how to talk to people. That's my nursing experience that came in bedside manner. They like that. So it's like a lot of them were like, no, we like when you're here because you're just so bouncy and bubbly, but you're also, people have told me I make things seem like they're you can reach them. These are goals. I said, yes, you can learn to be organized. It is a teachable skill. My girl Shay, of all people I know, I would trust you and only you to help me organize. Not just because I trust you, because I love your laugh and sense of humor. You're just fun. Anyway, Shay, we've hung out many times over the years, Shay. And I was at your parents' house, so I know exactly. I'll go over there too, right? So yes, and my answer, it is. I mean, so thank you, Shay. I appreciate that. Yes, it's all about, no, it is all about energy. When you walk through the door, what are you bringing with you? And yes, I'm bringing my skills and I'm bringing, my talents and all that stuff. But I'm also bringing cheerfulness and positivity, and like we can do this. And because sometimes it depends on the session. You can run across something that's very sensitive and brings you to tears. Let's stop and talk about it if you want to. You want me to cry for 5-10 minutes? Cry for 5-10. I'm good. Everybody, thank Beauty for Ashes for her contribution. Thank you for attending us. So Beauty for Ashes and Sherry, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Please thank Beauty for Ashes and them. Thank you so much. This goes to the bottom line. For super chats, thank you for JLJ Media. Thank you so much. I completely appreciate it. Completely. And I just shared some stuff of yours on my page, actually on Instagram, Beauty for Ashes. But anyway, so it's completely this thing where it's you have to come in just willing to work with them and be able to ebb and flow what's going on in the space. That's very important. And I ask them sometimes, because sometimes I know things change too. Sometimes they'll say, okay, next Tuesday we're gonna work on the kitchen. Well, they may have something going on. I go, okay, we can change. I'm not just like we have to do it now. So Shay, there is. So it's funny. There's on here. You may not have it set up. They have a thing called super chats. You hit it, and if you have your an account, bank account, or a debit card or a credit card hooked up to it, there's that. But you can also donate. This is for other folks who don't like that option. You can also donate 4 ways. I'm on PayPal at blackhope9 AOL.com. I'm also on Venmo at James Lott-7. I'm also on Zelle at jharrisonlott@gmail.com. And I'm also on Cash App at Black Hope LA. And James Lott Jr. is what all those things go to. That's all my name. So you can give those 4 ways, or if you have something hooked up to your Google account here, you can give. You get the little icon, it's a little $sign, and you can give there too. So, but I know everybody has different ways like they like to give. So I give you all the options. Those are all 4 or 5 options. So you can do that. And the options. And hi, Care Bear. Care Bear had a good time of her life at the KTC yesterday. I'm talking about, but I'm not talking about that today. I'm talking about organizing and speech. I'm not organizing today. So it's my 8-year anniversary. We're just coming in. This is my longest running show I've ever done. The first show I ever done. This is everything, everywhere, all at once. See what I did there? It is the first show I've ever produced, first show I've ever put together, first show I've ever show ran, first show I ever booked guest on. This show will always have a special place in my heart. Always. I'm near 400 episodes of this show. So for some of you guys who probably never knew I did this, there's a whole other world of James Lott Jr. that happens. And this my organizing world and this show has saved me. Because many times when the media world was doing so great, like right now we have a strike and there's things going on. I have this job. I can fall back on this too. And I can organize. I can do a couple of clients because now my rates are much bigger because I've been around a long time. I've also done speaking engagements because of this. I do classes and Zooms, all kind of stuff. And so you guys, well, you know what's funny? I thought about that, GH fam. Today I said, should I do one? So I came on here last year, I think it was, and I was organizing drawers, and people loved it. It was so much fun. But I'm saving that because I have a Zoom at July 1st. We can organize a drawer then. So I'm gonna save it for that. So you sign up for that class. It's July 1st. It's on a Saturday, I believe. Is that Saturday? Yeah, it's 12 noon, organizing for Lotties, 10 tips to help your tomorrow self. It's $15. I'm going to give you all kinds of tips. You're going to love it. It's all easy breezy. We're going to do a drawer then. So, but I'm not going to do one today, but yes, I'll do one then. But that's funny, JH fan. I did like 3 or 4 shows last year where I organized my junk drawers. And that was a lot of fun. People loved it. We had a great time. Anybody seen my business? I think in one of my drawers, something adult did come out on one of the drawers. I was like, oops, I didn't see that. But it wasn't anything obscene. It was just like, ooh. Everybody thank Care Bear, also Beauty for Ashes and Sherry for their contribution. Thank you so much, Care Bear. I appreciate that very, very much. I know you're probably coming down from your high from seeing Kate and the folks over there in Toronto. So that's good. All of them. Both Kates and Brittany and my buddy Devon, Brighton. I'm sure you're coming down from that. I looked at all the different videos last night. But yes, thank you, Care Bear. So everybody thank them for these nice super chats. It's very nice today. But yes, so I never thought this organizing world would open up what it has opened up for me. I've gotten speaking engagements in other states. I've been interviewed by the Finnish from Finland professional organizers, the Dutch professional organizers. I did a blog for a while in Dutch. Yes, I do know Dutch. I'm working on a book in Dutch actually. So that's a whole other story. Like I said, today I'm talking about just organizing and life coaching. I'll be back tomorrow and we'll talk about everything else, the soaps and all that stuff. But today it's just I'm celebrating this show that literally brought me to you guys. I mean, if I hadn't had this show, I wouldn't have gotten into this part of the business. When I look back on it, I go, I was not even coming this direction. I was like, I did some acting gigs, and then I decided I don't want to be an actor anymore. And I was like, it's just too hard. I said to myself, I want to be a producer, make it rain, and I'll make it rain Monday. Well, all my ladies are giving me the moolah, the dinero. That's why I love it. All my ladies are giving me dinero. I mean, I'll do a little dance for you. If I dance for money, I'll dance. I'll put up. Well, you can't hear the songs, but I'll do a little twerk action. You need me to twerk? I can twerk. I might throw my back out, but I'll twerk for a second. I can show you my cleavage. I get a deep V? Should I just change shirts? Whatever for money. I mean, I will show deep V for lunch. What should I do? But yes, but no, I'm here because of organizing. As I always say, there's several points in my life that are very pivotal. It's like doing a blog, getting this on the radio, and then Tony Moore starting Dish and Days. Those are the 3 moments that literally have led me here to you guys. The secondary moments would be the pandemic, and that's how I got here. I've had 3 hours sleep last night, kids. This morning. I'm very tired. My eyes are irritated. Um, yes, Brighton is the ball. I love Brighton. He's great. Um, DK, come back. See, DJ go keep leaving, coming back, and you get to hear like DV. I also cleavage, and I also cleavage. Also cleavage. Oh wow. I will work for cash. You know me. I'm not hard about that. But no, but yes, it's the James fans like I'm gonna find a way to get James talk about soaps on some level. I give you points. No, James fan, I give you points. This is a great question. I have no answer, but this is a great question because that's so funny. You're saying this. He's asking, is there a soap character that you wanted to help organize because they really needed it? I have no idea. I don't watch soaps and things organizing, so I don't think I turn it off. Okay, nobody can tell me JC. I'm not even gonna repeat that. I never said that. Tony JC. Okay, Tony. I didn't say that. At all. Yeah, I did not say that. He follows one guy because he said he'll chow it. He'll show us taco meat chest hair if we donate taco meat. Okay, little BBs. I have chest hair too, but mine's I have the good hair, kids. I have the good hair, so it's like I have chest hair. No, James fan, I not give you James. That's a great question. Actually, that's really funny. I don't, but I do turn it off. I'm not organizer all the time. Like I don't go to people's houses and go. This is another thing too. When I go to people's houses, because organizing is work. When I go to people's houses, I turn it off. So if your house is a mess or whatever, I'm not like I gotta clean. I don't have that kind of disorder or anything. I don't have that kind of thing. No, I turn it off. I'll push the shit aside and sit down on a small couch if I have to. I'm not talking about I need to clean your couch. That is not even nope. I turn that shit off. I don't watch Hoarders because that's like a job. I think I'm watching my job. So I do turn it off. So that's worry about that. So no. So when I watch soap operas, I don't think about I don't think about that kind of stuff. So I don't. That's a great question. I have no idea. That's a great thing. But James Brown's like, let me find some questions that are going to I can still integrate soap with organizing. That's hilarious. And Tony JC thinks this is a grown folks chat this morning. I just got said dildo and vibrator. That's all I said earlier. That's all I said. Those things are because whenever. So here's one of the things too, folks. I'll give this a little tip because it's kind of fun. Just about everyone has a nightstand or a top drawer somewhere in certain rooms, let's see, a bedroom. So I'm always like, just I keep it back of my mind, do not be surprised. That's what to be going with. Just do not be surprised. Okay, you might run across somebody's top drawer. And sometimes there are things in that top drawer. So you just have to kind of go, okay, got it. So now I don't get shocked. I don't get shocked. So I was like, okay. And I'm trying to think, I mean, for me, so do you guys want to hear one of the craziest stories I have? I will tell you. Want to hear one? I'll tell you one crazy organizing story. That's really crazy. So if everybody come closer. Get ready. I mean, let me sip my coffee. Sorry, folks, who are coming in here going, it's JLJ this morning. No, it's not. It's the Super Organizer Show with James on your 8th anniversary live. Sorry, because tomorrow I'll come back and talk about regular stuff. I swear it. I'm crazy. CGH, you know it would be. We'll give it a nice answer. Okay, here we go. So I had a client who really needed me. They were not just I wouldn't even say they were hoarders. It's just they had a lot of stuff, but they were also messy. There was no order in the house. So they had a full house. Every room was just got that shit in it. But the living room I guess it was a dining room. It was a long dining room plus the front of the house. No, it was living room. Sorry. It was a living room. One door led to the kitchen, one door led to the front door. You couldn't see the floor. I mean, I guess like because I came in through the side. You couldn't even come through the front. I came in through the side off the kitchen to walk, and I looked at it. And when I looked at it, I had a picture somewhere. It was covered. So the first layer, there's no furniture in there. The first layer of the floor was mostly clothes, books, things like that, right? Knick-knacky things. So a few boxes of stuff. So I got that all up. The next layer was papers. Old bills, papers, newspapers, magazines. We got that up. We got to the bottom. We finally saw this kind of ratty carpeting, which goes, carpeting goes bad. And I found, you guys, I'm sorry to tell you this, at 9:52 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, in the corner, some of the corners were dead rats. They were dried out, and they were dead in the corners. But I saw this thing in the middle of the floor, and I was like, is that what I'm looking at? On the middle of the floor was a bowl with dried cereal and milk in it. It was cereal. It was like Frosted Flakes or something, suspended in this dried. The milk was all hard. And I looked at it, and see, I get the papers on the floor. I get the magazines on the floor. I get the clothes on the floor. I even get the rats in the corner. I still, to this day, and I'm 54 years old, but this business 15 years, almost, don't understand how that bowl of milk and cereal got there. I like, and I didn't say anything to the owner, but I was just kind of like, were you sitting on the floor and then you just like got up and left? And just left it there and put stuff on top. Like, I don't even know. I can't even, I'm trying to, and I've learned, that's one of the things I learned, you can't try to wrap your head around stuff. Some stuff is just how some stuff is. But I was just like, I'm like, I usually I can explain away a lot of stuff. Usually I can explain away a lot of stuff. That I couldn't explain. This bowl of dried cereal. So I gotta figure out, did you, yeah. I couldn't explain it. I just saw it. So that was why, that was the first taste of me going, she has no pets. Never had any. Because I thought about that TGH fan. Did you never have any dogs or cats? Nope. Her kids were grown, so no kids. At the time, there were no grandkids yet. That's what I'm saying. Try to figure that out. He was underneath everything else. So it's like, but my thing is, it's sitting there, and you don't just pick it up. Like, I mean, you're throwing stuff on top. Like I'm saying, it just made no sense. Made no sense. If it was sitting on a table, possibly, or sitting on a chair, like it was on the floor. It was on the floor. So I don't know what. Hi, Jacarius. Today is my 8th anniversary of my Super Night Organizer show. We're talking organizing. I'm not talking anything else today. I'm celebrating my 8 years as organizer. I'm very happy today. So I'm just saying that was one of the first things for me that said, James, you might not want to work with hoarders. And then same clients, I ended up firing this client, and we have not made up since. Accused me of trying to steal her candles, do away a sheet that was literally fucked up. And I got a permission, because before I usually ask them, do I permission to throw stuff away? Do you want to see it first? Blah, blah. And I said, and she had said to me earlier, there's probably some they're feeding, yeah, probably, that could have been it, Shay. That totally could have been it. That'd be gross. Like I do. But I was like, the candles were broken. they were generic candles. They weren't any like they weren't. If I see, I have common sense. If I see a special looking candle, I may say, "Look at this, it's broken. What do you want it?" Oh my God, is this? Oh, look at DJ's like, I'm making some lunch now. Well, thank you, DJ, for coming through. Thank you very much. Have a good day. He's just like, she's all bye. DJ Glow's like, I'm out. Peace out. That story. So I was like, oh my goodness. So it was very much, it was like, and that too was kind of like, but you told me if I find some towels or sheets that are really messed up, you said I can go ahead. Oh, okay. They were good. Yes, Saturdays. Tell everybody you guys got to sign up. Saturdays a soap Zoom. Come sign up. It's $10 this Saturday, noon Pacific Standard Time. Sign up today. Sign up today. Sign up. I have a mental health chat on Friday and a Zoom on Saturday. Come join us. It's gonna be a lot of fun. There's some cereal DJ. I know. DJ Glow's like, I'm getting some cereal. She's like, DJ Glow's like, no, I'm not getting cereal. But yeah, but it's both those things made me go, yeah. With hoarders, it is also very well, everything is psychological, but it just you need other people around to help them out. Because I try not to get upset and I try to take it personally. Because I feel like I'm following exactly what you're telling me, but it doesn't matter. It's very much it's a different mind, it's a different headspace. So that's why I'm like, okay, leave it alone. We're gonna leave it alone. Yes, you're signed up. You're signed up. Yes. We're gonna leave it alone. I think it's just not for me. I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist or a psychologist. I'm not any of that. And in life coaching, we don't do that. I don't give out, medical advice or anything. So I'm like, yeah, you need some other help. And you can be helped. You can be helped. My mother is my mother. So it's my responsibility to help her out. It's fun and I have a lot to do for the rest of my life. But it's different on some level. So yeah, so with her, I have boundaries with her too. But I don't take on hoarders. People will tell me, guys, I pass on to somebody. I have somebody else. I have plenty of friends in the business who do that and do it very well. I have no problem passing that. As I've gotten older too, I realize I can pick and choose my clients now, what kind of clients I want to work with, what I want to do, how many hours. That's a great thing too. With that, is I can choose. Jay's fan, that's a great question. You have to be bonded to work with someone, so you don't, but you should. That's kind of the thing. When I was a notary, I had learned about bonds and being bonded for any kind of mistakes or whatever, and and that's one notary thing. And I was like, I talked to a lawyer. I said, oh, okay, like should I, just in case something breaks, something happened, it could be an accident. They could say, oh, it's okay, and then later go, well, you broke my vase and you owe me $10,000. Like you won't be covered. So you should be covered, but you don't have to be. There are a lot of folks who don't even go to school for organizing. They say they're an organizer. Vet organizers. Please vet your organizers out there. I can give people who are good. You need to know somebody if I'm not available. But yes. But also you can organize virtual. There's virtual organizing. You don't have to even be in someone's home. You get virtual organized through FaceTime or Zoom or what's that other one? Oh my God. I'm blanking out. Another one. There's another. We get any of those things. So yes, Skype. That's what Skype. You can do it through also team. You can do virtual organizing. You can give people lists and then follow up with them. All kind of stuff. But physical, it's good. You should be on some level, but you don't have to be, but you should be. Just in case, right? Just in case anything happens. But also, you can have written agreements too. I mean, the contracts are great. Contracts all have it in the contract. If you don't like paying the money to be bonded and paying insurance. I come from insurance world, so I'm always like, yeah. But thank you, Care Bear, thank you very much. You could also have in your contract, I'm not liable for anything, any breakage that happens during an organization. You can have that in your contract. And if they sign it, they sign it. So I always say things in writing are always great. Thing, but I learned vet your organizer. If you don't like the one you have, get somebody else. Bye-bye. Thanks for stopping through. Thank you for the super chat. But that's the thing. If you don't like them, you can change your mind. Everybody works differently. So there's some organizers you're gonna love, and some people are like, that's not my jam. But also, vet the ones you get. Maybe you want a newer organizer. Maybe you want somebody who's new and fresh. Maybe it's somebody who's been around for a long time. I always say, just go ahead and really, there's just so many out there. And anybody, of course, who's watching, if you need me to direct you some, because I know organizers all over the country and some over the world, and some places over the world, I can direct you. I have a friend's organizer. He has organized stuff in Mexico. So in Mexico, I know the Canadian professional organizers. I know them. I know the ones in England. I know the ones in Holland and Finland. So we're all over the place. We are all over the place. And I know a lot. I know a lot of them. So it's one of those things where it's like, who do you want in your home? What's the best bet for you? The whole thing. I want you to have the best bet. I actually I do a show. You look up. I have a show on what you should look for. What it was called, "What an Organizer Should Do and Shouldn't Do." So you can just type in my SOS show. You'll see it. I mean, actually, maybe I'll repost that again. It's been a while. Maybe I'll repost it again. I just tell you like 10 things an organizer shouldn't do. As organizers will tell you, make it seem like it's one size fits all. You just do it my way, and I guess it's branding and stuff. I feel like when it comes to organizing, branding takes a second seat because it's just everyone is different. Everyone learns differently. Some folks are visual learners, some folks are hands-on learners. Some can only do certain things. They can't do everything. So I think everyone's different. That's why my problem with Marie Kondo is, this whole sparks joy thing, whatever. I'm not into all that either. But the first thing she's like, go in a closet, just take all the clothes out at once and throw them on at the end. And like, that's so judgmental. It's like, to me, that's too much. Some folks need to go section by section. You can't do a whole, it's overwhelming. You see a giant cloud of stuff. I'm a person who's section by section. I'm very much like, okay, let's start on the couch. They dump the couch, put everything away, and let's start on the shelf next to it. They go that way, so next time let's start what's behind the door. Like I'm step by step by step, because you will get there. You will get there. That's not even an issue. You'll get there. And so I think folks need to understand that it's not all, all that. That's how I approach life, period. Right now, the writer's strike is still happening, so I'm not doing any audio drama stuff. I'm putting together the ones I did last year, but I'm writing books, co-writing books, doing music, writing songs, and working on other projects, get them out there. Other projects. But yes, I'm part of the International Coach Federation. Being a coach, being an organizer is two things that I love very much. I love academia. I love education. I always have. And it's okay. It is, I love it. For me, I like learning. I like to continue to learn. And there's different language that changes and evolution of stuff, new things. I love going to any store, you guys, because nowadays you go to Dollar Tree, you go to Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, 99-cent store, Hobby Lobby, Home Goods, anyway, you go to Safeway, you can go to Grocery Outlet, whatever. They have organizing products. Some of that, I'm telling you, you don't have to have the expensive shit. Some of the stuff is really good. Now, some of the stuff is cheap and you get your pay for. But some of the stuff actually is decent enough for whatever you're using it for, and it's fine. Oh, sorry, my thing is going on. But all the time I said, yeah, it's you don't have to. I've already written one, JH Fan. See, JH Fan's working. He's trying to work it out. I have written a Caregivers Organizing Life Coach. I have a play that I've been writing for the last couple of years. I'm still working on it. I'm not working on it now, but when I will again, it's called "Who is Arthur Jackson and why is this?" Thank you, James. Who is Arthur Jackson and why is this house so messy? And it's about father and son. The mother has passed away, and it all takes place with they hire an organizer, professional organizer, who comes in to help the father who's set in his ways, and they're all black. And black folks, from my own experience, black folks sometimes are so, and also Latino folks, people of color, a lot of times are really like, just, they're hard on getting help. So it's about the push and pull that happens in the first act. Let's say they have a breakthrough. The second act is him getting his life together. So I'm still writing it. And so I already have a character. But the character's name I think is Dwayne. It's the character, but I might change the name. So I already started. I'm writing for the last couple of years, off and on. So I hope to bring that to stage. My whole thing was I was going to try to get it all done before the pandemic. Well, but we didn't know it was a pandemic. I was hoping to have it like done during 2020. When the pandemic hit, there was no stage. I shelved it. It was like, well, I'll get to it at some point because now there's no stage. Everything was shut down. But before the pandemic, I saw 2 hoarder plays, and I didn't care for it. They weren't good. One was played for comedy. One was whatever. I didn't care for either of them. Like I said, names are trash in public, but there were 2 here in LA, 2 small plays here, and one of them I hated the title of one of them too. It was gross. And I didn't care for them. So that inspired me to go, I'm an organizer. They weren't written from organizer. I'm an organizer. I'd love to have my first organizing musical. It'd be so interesting, or play. It'd be very interesting. One of the songs is out there. It's called Angela. One of the songs is out there. I wrote already. I released it years ago, and it's out there in the charts. So I have. Now, I thought about doing an organizer as a series, an audio drama or a comedy too. That's something I'm thought about. Right now I'm not writing anything new, so I thought about that too. Well, my thing is the last couple of years have been very much about me tying everything together. Right. And with these Zooms been great. Before the Zooms, I was doing actual classes at the Odyssey Theater. And I was completely like having these people were coming to them, and then of course everything shut down in Los Angeles. So there's and I was actually I had a partnership with Michaels. Yes, that big chain Michaels. People were so in my industry were like, who is this James Lott Jr. guy? So what happened was I shop at Michaels. So I like Michaels. Michaels is the weakness of mine. I love Michaels. They have organizing products there too. So I saw an email saying they were looking for people to teach classes with using their products. I'm also a painter, so I thought, maybe I'll teach painting classes. They have paints and everything. I'd like to do that. So the thing and premise is you have to. Shay, I'll get that in a second too, Shay. I have a story about that also. Let me. I'll tell you about that, Shane. I'll tell you guys in a second. So, but first, in Michaels. So, I was like, but wait a minute. They're looking for arts and crafts people. I used to have cake decorating classes there too. I go, they have organizing products. What if I just pitch them? I have nothing to lose. An organizing thing. I'll have them buy 2 products. No, I said it was 7 products. They had to buy 2 products for sure. And I show them how to use them. And that was my class. And it was great. I had so much fun. Every Michaels has a little room. They could do as many as 12 people. I could charge regular, so I charged $20. So I was making, I would do like 2 classes a month. No, for a while I was doing 1 class a month through them. Then I had my own classes on my own. Now my class on my own, I had to pay a percentage to the Odyssey Theater for letting me use the room. It wasn't expensive, it was fine. But with Michaels, it was all my money because they were getting money from people having to buy the product to go to the class. So 20 times 12 is, I can't do math. So $240. So I was making $240 just from that once a month for a 2-hour class. That was beautiful. And I loved it over here. It was out here in Torrance. So I did that. And then my own classes, I was teaching $20, $25. And so I was making a nice little pretty penny I started it in 2019. So I was making a pretty, and so then I upped it to 2 classes a month there, plus 2 of my own, so doing half and half. And so I was making about $400 with Michael's, and then making almost the same amount for myself. I had a nice little grouping. So I was like, okay, between that, I was still organizing because I didn't have all this yet either. Still, JLJ Media was not generating really any money. I didn't have any subscribers. I mean, it wasn't anything. So I was thinking, God, back then, if I had all these subscribers and everything at the same time, it'd be crazy. But I made a nice little chunk of change. And everyone's like, how do you do? I said, well, I thought outside the box, within their box, and offered them something. They said, yeah. Pandemic hit. I had so many jobs that died in pandemic. I used to work with Westwood One. That job died too. It's like all these jobs. Oh my God, I was making all this stuff. Anyway, so I did that, and then I killed that. So I had a partnership with Michael's. That was a lot of fun. Now Shay brings up a reality show. I was with Fremantle North America for a while, representation, and they were trying to get some before pandemic, 2017, 2018, part of 2019. They were trying to get show. Even in 2020, I went on a couple of auditions, but they were trying to. I did a screen test. We did a kind of a faux show. I gotta find that footage because I couldn't show it for long. Because now everybody's dissolved. I had a great handler. This guy was the bomb. Loved him. He was really pushing me. They have 4 or 5 shows they wanted me for, and they're all shows organizing related, coach related. I would have done any of them. I'm not going to share their premises because that's their business. But they're all great. But they tested me. I organized a woman's purse on the spot. It was like, James, on the spot. He said everyone loved me. It was like the executives loved you. Oh my God, you again. This was during my early years at West TV, and I said, the camera loves you, blah blah. Then half the staff got fired. They restructured the organization. He got sent somewhere else. He left. So then it all fell apart. But I do have that I think it's like 3 minutes long or so, 4 minutes long, 5 minutes long tape. I can show. I mean, it's just a thing for me. Like there's not. It doesn't have any show ideas or anything. It just has me organizing a purse. I gotta find it. I'm trying to post it out there so you guys can see it on my Patreon, which is patreon.com/James Lott Jr. So yeah, so I'm working on this. So yeah, so it's funny you say a reality show. I would have. They were trying to get me my own, but Hollywood things fall apart. It's fine. Also, I was actually asked to go on the Kardashians some seasons ago. But I turned it down. Actually, people are like, why? Because they wanted me to act a certain way that's not me, and they really heavily want to produce me. But I know that Kardashians I could be bigger than I am now, probably, but in the end, I wouldn't be me. And so I was like, nope, I'm not going to do something where my friends and family know it's not me. And it's not an acting gig. It's supposed to be real. I just couldn't reconcile it. I thought about it for a minute, but I couldn't reconcile it. It just wasn't. No, I was like, I'm gonna sacrifice I'm too old. See, the thing is, I came into this business in my 40s, so I'm not some young, eager, fresh meat. I've been around a long time, so I'm just kind of like there's certain things I'm like, yeah, that's fine, I'm good. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not gonna do that. I'm good. So that's kind of where that is. So I was like, okay. So I'm just saying a little piece of tea for you. Well, the thing is, Shay, here's the thing. I like being in charge. I like having my own stuff. I have over 40 shows on this network. I do everything myself. I get all the money myself. And I do partnerships. So I would do a partnership with somebody else. But I don't want someone just to run it. I don't want to be this person. And nowadays, being on network is not everything anymore. Streaming is a place to be. Streaming is a place to be. Whether it's Amazon Prime or Hulu, like I wouldn't mind getting a series like that if I could be co-executive producer and showrunner, and if I can own part of the show. I want the money on the back end. It's like I want the advertising, I want all that stuff. I did a project with SOS TV where I did organizing show with them, and I still owned it. but it was partial with them. So, and my logo was everywhere. I had adult simulations. So for me, I at this point I've been so big. I've been my own boss for so long, and I've gotten I have success. And people know who I am on some level. That it's for me. It's not just. I would have, it have to be something really special for me to do it. But I'm always open. I'm never closed off. I'm always open to talking, taking meetings. I'm actually in meetings with the BBC right now with some stuff, so I'll keep you posted on that too. My friends over at the BBC. So I mean, I literally, and I work with them. I work with CBS and them. So I mean, there's things I'm working on, but I'm just telling you, it would for me to do a reality show. There would be a lot of stipulations. Again, I'm in my 50s now. I'm not trying to get famous at this point. I mean, some people know me and I get recognized. All that's great and all, but I'm like, has to be the right show. But now I'm a producer. I have to be a producer. I'm an executive producer of another series that's out there. I mean, I can't just come on and be. I can't just come on. I just heard from Matt Kane from CBS. Right. I can't just come on and just be a puppet and you tell me what to do. I can't do that. So it has to be my concept and everything. So who knows, Shay? You never know. Like you just never know. I never say never to anything, but I know I'm very much. I feel like our late man Prince. I own my masters. I love that I'm in charge. I do whatever the fuck I want. And I make money and I have my piece of the pie. You know what I mean? Like my little area is good. It's like I will take my little piece of stardom, forsaking A-list stuff. It doesn't matter for me. So that's kind of yeah. So who knows? That could be something. I think people would enjoy it. But yes, or it could be something I could produce one day myself. So who knows? But right now, with everything shut down because of the writer's strike, the actors may go on strike. It's like right now we got to wait and see how everything's going to play out with that. But that's a good question too. But yes, I have. In the past, I was courted. Also during the pandemic, there was I was actually brought in for an audition, kind of slash pitch meeting about organizing, and they were great. It didn't work either. You're fine, Ethel. It's fine. I have to get off soon. Actually, I've been on for 71 minutes, and I have a meeting. I have a meeting at 11 with somebody from England. So I'll be around age when I'll be talking to someone in England at 11 o'clock. We'll be doing a WhatsApp meeting. That's actually a money meeting, so I'm working on that. But it is. But yeah, any opportunities come this direction now. I'm such like I was just asked by Dewan earlier. I'm such a different person now. I mean, I'm not young and eager and just I'll take whatever you give me. No, now I'm very discerning. I'm very careful. I have a brand that works very hard to build, and that's to be authentic and to be real and to be honest and to be helpful and caring, considerate. That's what I try to do. Well, Shay, you've known me since I said I was 21 years old, 21 years old. You've known me. Talking to people that knew me before all this, you guys almost say the same thing. Like you knew James, this is me. I've always been kind of out there and, of course, Brad, we're gonna sit in your backyard and talk plants. You know that. But yeah, you guys all say that. It's so funny because you guys you knew me when? You know what I mean? I was always semi-popular wherever I lived. And Shay can tell you that. When I was in San Francisco, I was popular there. Sacramento, I was popular there. Pittsburgh, I was popular. I kind of became popular wherever I went. This is the most popular, obviously, because I'm on a larger platform. I'm across the world on this. But you guys, you knew me when, and this show, I was like this 45, 46-year-old, whatever, finally going on the radio, having my mother them listen to me in the mornings on Friday, do my station identifications and every 20 minutes and hi, listen to adrenalinadio.com. All that stuff. I loved it. I miss the radio actually. Podcasting's fun, but I miss the actual radio, the countdowns, this, that, the knobs, the talk to the engineer. I miss all that. I do. I miss all of that. So it's yeah, it's a shame. But podcasting's fine. I'm on podcasting. Again, I own everything. It's my stuff, and it's been a wonderful ride. And I got to figure out what I'm gonna do for my 400th episode, which is I think if I continue to do these almost every week or so, It might be the end of the year. I'm like 380 something, I think, or 370 something. I got to look at it again. So I got to figure out what I do for my 400th episode. That's a big number for anybody to reach. So I have to figure that out. So it's the show I've done the most. GH Me Spotlight will be next, or GH, any form of GH show will be next in size. So yes, and we missed it. We were on yesterday. We missed it. We're out there. But yes, I'm gonna give about 5 minutes. If you guys have any questions you want to ask me about organizing, coaching, my life, kind of. Like I said, I'm not doing soaps, not doing Star Wars talk. I'll be back tomorrow. Food talk, that's all tomorrow. But if you have any last kind of couple questions, I will be happy to answer them. If not, I will go ahead and say goodbye and end my anniversary show and finish my coffee. Thanks to those who stuck around, who probably like, why am I listening? I don't care about organizing. What's going on, James? Like I said, my original mug. I still have it. I have all my original T-shirts. I used to wear to meetings. I have this, my old phone number and stuff on it. I had these polo shirts made. They have the logo on them. I still have them. I can't fit them anymore. Now you know how that works. That's what's changed too. I'm not skinny and small anymore. But I keep them because they're part of my history. They'll go in the Smithsonian one day or something. I don't know. We're gonna work it out. Okay, I know the chat's a little slow sometimes, so I'll get a couple more minutes, and then yes. But so yes, in the meantime, all my Zooms are up now. Underneath this video, you can when you leave the video, go back in. All the Zooms for June, July, and August are up. Sign up now, get your spots. This weekend, it's a mental health chat on Friday, and our soap Zoom on Saturday. So check those out. Then we have a week or so off. Then the following week after that, the 23rd, 24th, we have a happy hour. And then we have a caregiver support group, which it's going to be very interesting. And at the end of the month, we have our LGBTQIA plus mental health chats. And then, of course, the organizing for Lotties. I'm going to give you 10 tips to help your tomorrow self. So, were you an organizer when you were growing up as a boy? Well, I always grew up as a boy. Yes, I was always organized. Always organized. Grew up in a family where I had to have my own. I only had little spaces. I didn't have any privacy. I had my own little space. I made sure my space was very organized. So yes. Oh, you're welcome, Shay. I love that. Thank you, Cat Lady. Thanks for coming through and say congratulations. Thanks to people who gave me chats. But yes, you can also, like I said, you can also support through Cash App, Zelle, all that kind of stuff. Just buymeacoffee.com/James Lott Jr. Which I'll put on here too. There's all kinds of ways to support me. It all goes to the bottom line. Patreon.com, where you can even join for $1 a month. And you get so much content that it's like, oh, it's crazy. I know you're going to see Pink. I know you're so excited. Then also there's jljmedia.threadless.com. I'm working on some organizing shirts. So we made some sales yesterday. So thank you for the folks who bought some stuff yesterday. So these are three other ways to support JLJ Media and James Lott Jr. I have my note cards. So I get my note cards down. The coffee is finished. I have a half hour to get ready for my call, work it out, and have my day. I haven't eaten yet either, so I got to figure out something I'm going to eat something also. But I love you guys. I love everyone who's here and came through. Thank you so much for celebrating my 8th year anniversary with me. My show comes out usually on Mondays or Tuesdays every week. Check it out. But check out the Super Organizer Show on Facebook, the SOS_show on Twitter. James Lott Jr. Everywhere else. Everyone, have a great rest of your day and get organized. I am for